When she asked me again last year, I was thrilled to be her real skipper. When we were little, we rehearsed this day for hours on end in our playground. We'd get all the guests ready, have the scene all set, and the biggest moment when Bridal Barbie walked down that aisle, it was magical. Well, today has been better than any scene we set back then, and I'm so honored to have been standing by you throughout. While I'm not known for brevity, I promise to keep my speech between my mom and Meredith's time limits. 5 minutes and as long as I'd like. And despite aiming to please, I will not follow Ryan's nieces Lexi and Kenzie's request that I deliver the speech in my renowned British accent. Sorry girls, I promise to read the speech again to you later. Meredith, you are the most incredible person I know. It takes maybe 5 minutes talking to Meredith to realize that she is the most pure of heart, generous, considerate person you'll ever meet. But in case you haven't had 5 minutes with the bride, allow me to share some memories of the past 25 years with you. Okay. In high school, we had a class-voted award, the Thomas More for boys and the Mary Medal for girls. It's the Most Embodies Jesus Christ Award, or the nicest person. I was standing with the sibling honor guard when Meredith's name was announced at graduation, and my teacher looked at me and said, "Well, can you live up to that?" No, I can't. But that's the beauty of our relationship. We're so different that we've never really been compared. In middle school, when my teacher called home to tell my mother that I had spoke out of turn in class, my mom did the routine apology and promised to have a word with me. When the teacher began to compliment Meredith, saying she had her in class a couple years ago, and she was just so impressed with how wonderful she was, and surprised by how different two sisters could be. Well, that was where Diane made it clear to Ms. Christensen that while sometimes Colleen may be too vocal, she was proud to have raised two very different girls and did not appreciate the comparison. Classroom demeanor aside, Meredith and I really are completely different. Our talents and strengths are in different areas, and because of this, we just get to support and admire each other along the way. Meredith's the epitome of what a big sister should be. Growing up, I can't remember a single time that Meredith and I fought. We might disagree on something or get frustrated, but we've never actually been mad at each other, I think our entire lives. I've fought with other people, so I'm pretty sure the statistic is completely attributable to Meredith. Her nature is to bring people together. I think anyone who's played on a sports team with Meredith will tell you that she's the best teammate you could ask for. She shows up always ready with her A game. On the basketball court, she had this face we called Mean Meredith, because she is so focused and fierce, you just don't want to mess with that. Freshman year of high school, Meredith was so good she played in the first varsity basketball game of the season. During the game, she tore her ACL, a rough knee injury that required surgery and some painful rehab. But you better believe she was back out there and played in the last varsity game of the season. And along the way, she showed up at every game to cheer on her fellow teammates. Meredith's commitment and determination make her who she is. Meredith has an infinite supply of care and patience. Whether it was volunteering with Alzheimer's patients or with mentally handicapped adults, I've always been so impressed by Meredith's empathy towards others. I saw this especially as she cared for our mom's mom and dad's dad during their final years. Grandparents are supposed to love all the grandkids equally, but I always knew that Mary had a special relationship with both. With Grandma June, Meredith was always Miss Mary. Her birthday's Christmas Day, and Grandma always made sure to have a special cake for Miss Mary. To this day, it's still Christmas in the morning and birthday by night. When Grandpa Leo was in a nursing home, Meredith was away in college, and he'd always ask, "Where's Ohio? When's Ohio coming back in town?" If he needed help with his shoes or getting his coat on and Meredith was in the room, we knew who he preferred. Meredith has such a gentle and loving way about her that's so natural and unique. I tell my brother, we sure are lucky to have her for when Mom and Dad get old. Meredith thrive as a funeral director. I have to say, I was a little concerned when I heard Meredith announce her plans to go into the family business. I thought John would make a great funeral director. He's good-natured and gets along with anyone. He'll be like a younger version of my dad. While Meredith has similar qualities, the fact that Meredith cried during Air Bud made me nervous. Bald. Yeah. It made me nervous for her taking on such a sentimental profession. But man, was I wrong. Meredith's personality makes her the perfect person for the job. She told me once that after a difficult arrangement with parents of a young girl, the dad gave her a hug and said, "How do you do this every day?" Meredith answered, "I know that you're going through the worst day of your life, so if I can make your day a little easier, then I've done my job." The professionalism Meredith brings to that role every day is so impressive as she works to make other people's lives a little easier. So that's the bride, my beautiful sister. You can imagine it obviously was going to take a pretty amazing guy to deserve a lady as special as my sister. They say when introducing a boyfriend to the family, the older brother's approval is key. But I think in our family, it's safe to say the little sister is the most critical. Fortunately for Ryan, I think he's a great match for Mare. What I love about Ryan is that he fits into our family dynamic. I think the most defining feature of being a Waterston is that we truly are a family unit. Maybe it's because so many family members actually do work together, but my parents instilled in us that in this family, we step up to help each other out whenever and wherever we can. I knew Ryan fit in when I moved to Oklahoma from Chicago, and he drove to Chicago and helped move my stuff out of a 3-story winding staircase unit. Then I really knew Ryan fit in when I was moving home from Oklahoma, and Ryan flew on his mom's Delta Pass in the morning, packed up a U-Haul in the afternoon, and drove my stuff the 11-hour drive home that night. My favorite memory with Ryan was last Father's Day. My dad and I had plans to lay mulch up at the lake. Mare told Ryan, and he immediately offered to help. He probably imagined the pathetic future scene and couldn't bear it. Regardless, Ryan drove up, took my dad and me out to brunch, and we laid mulch all day. My dad underestimated the amount we'd need, so it required several trips to the store. Ryan and I had a pretty good system. Lay 40 bags of mulch, have a beer, while we waited for the next delivery. 40 bags of mulch, beer break. Pretty sure 141 was the final count. Needless to say, a lot of bonding that day. But it's not just Ryan's affinity for manual labor. He is a friend. While Meredith and I have always been close growing up, we've only gotten closer since Ryan and her have been together. Ryan, you make my sister an even more happy and confident woman, and it's fun to be around the two of you because of the positive energy that you bring. Our family's favorite place to hang out is up north at the lake. The past 2 summers, the Sensor family has made their vacation up there, and I've really gotten to know them well and love the whole crew. I half joke that Meredith and I are a package deal. So today, I feel so lucky that I'm marrying into the Sensor family as well. There was a moment this summer at the lake that I think shows just how perfect Meredith and Ryan are together. After a long day of water activities and fun, Mare and I are lying on the dock, Ryan's on a tube on the water, and it's a perfectly relaxing moment that I know I was comfortable in for a while. Mare says, "Hey Ryan, want to practice our wedding dance?" And without a second of hesitation, Ryan goes, "Sure, babe." And there they go on the shore practicing the dance that Ryan's niece Lexia taught earlier in the day. Mare and Ryan, you two are made for each other. I look at you and think that we all deserve a love like yours. One that makes you smile, even during the tough times. One that keeps you grounded, no matter what's going on in the world around you. And one that enjoys a good vacation and fun event, but really just loves sharing everyday life together. Your love for each other is so strong and pure, and we all deserve to have that kind of support. As a closing, I wanted to throw in my own words of wisdom here. But as the dateless maid of honor, I decided it'd be best to consult the expert. Taking dance requests. When I asked Mom and Dad what the key to a successful marriage was, Dad advised, always listen to your wife. Mom said, be patient and always make time for each other. And if nearly 30 years of marriage doesn't make them experts, when I asked Ryan's grandparents the most essential element of their 58 years together, Grandma and Grandpa Baker both agreed, love each other. While it may not always be easy, loving each other along the way is apparently all you need. Mayor and Ryan, I am so honored to be standing next to you, supporting you on this exciting day that marks the official start to the rest of your lives together. Meredith, you are the best big sister a girl could ask for. And Ryan, you are the luckiest guy in the world. Congratulations.